Hello and welcome to the Monday edition of the Locker Room Voice of the People TV. I am Jerry Arpelia, your football insider, and I'm bringing you the highlights, the headlines, and drama from the weekend action. It's a new week, and we've got a lot to talk about, from big match results to player spotlight and every key moment that made waves around the globe. And of course, joining me today is our analyst in the house, talking about Ike, who's going to be with us this lovely afternoon. I think this is our first edition together, but it is what it is. I don't know, somehow, all my United fan leaves, and then my United come to replace it. But I don't know, and it's even the time that United are doing giveaway. I hope you have giveaway for me today. Talking about highlights and, of course, good analysis. I'm not talking about the other giveaway. 3 points are plenty at Old Trafford anyway. All right.
Good evening to our viewers, and good evening to Liverpool.
Yeah,
that's why you're making all of
it's always been good.
That's
Morning, afternoon, evening, everything.
That's why you're making all of this. United do giveaway because you are.
December is over. I don't know why the continuous giveaways.
Well, it's part of football. It's part of being a champion. This is one of those deep you experience.
Champion.
Yes, champions experience deep. When it happens, yes,
again. Okay.
Yes, champions. I mean, we saw Man City yesterday.
Okay.
I mean, they've been the best team in England for the past 5 seasons or more. Yeah. But then yesterday was not an expected result. So champions go through all of this, and it's a rebuilding phase for us. Wow. We're coming back next season. Coming for your jugular.
You'll be coming back every season. I remember talking about Eric Ten Hag said that they are coming to knock Liverpool off the pitch. Yeah, that was what he said. He was going to knock Liverpool and Man City off their pitch. That was the word Alex Ferguson used when he came to Manchester United. He succeeded in doing that. He was going to copy. Go and ask those who tried to copy one manager or the other how it all ended. Anyway, we understand that my wife will be joining us anytime soon as the show progresses. And, of course, he's also a Man United fan. Unfortunately, his wife is also a Man City fan. And, of course, they said a City United in defeat. Talking about Manchester United and Manchester City. I don't know whether my wife is with us. It's great to have you join us as well in the locker room.
Well, it's always amazing to be here. Manchester United doing the giveaway. My wife was not able to banter me because Man City lost scandalously. It's a golden rule in the house. Anytime Manchester City is playing, there's no point watching the match, especially during this period. But yesterday was a bit different. She was expecting Man City to do the job. However, Arsenal came gun blazing and decided to dispatch Man City. But in any case, a whole lot of football. Nigerian players across Europe, they are doing a whole lot. Victor Boniface coming back and scoring a goal. Joe Aribo and Paul Onachu ensuring Southampton ends up winning their first away game of the season. Our 2 boys in Rizespor, Ola Wayne and David Akintola, they gave a good account of themselves. Yes, they lost to Fenerbahce, but in any case, there's a whole lot to talk about. It's always an amazing day to talk football. Thank you for having me, Jerry.
All right, and the new cover that Manchester United have with the number 13. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. This is number 13. You will have to tell us what is behind the retain that number 13 position. Is it the new number that Manchester United have chosen for themselves? I don't know.
Well, I really couldn't hear him. But basically, from what he was actually from the demonstration I saw, I want to believe he was actually talking about how United will actually move on to the next level, and then you're trying to make it look like United has something with number 13. Let me tell you something, really.
Okay.
Manchester United, like I said, you're trying to build a team, and looking at our signings and the new manager, you understand. You went back to
which of the signings?
You see?
Which of the signings?
You saw Dogu now. Dogu just arrived now.
Have you seen the video that is trending of Dogu?
It doesn't. Sergio Ramos scored an own goal. Cristiano Ronaldo scored an own goal.
Are you bringing Sergio Ramos?
I'm just telling you, own goal.
Let's not insult Sergio Ramos.
I'm not comparing. I'm not even comparing.
Had more own goals than goals he scored for Liverpool. So, but That was notwithstanding, he's a Liverpool legend.
Exactly
So
what I'm saying.
That doesn't mean
Exactly what I'm saying.
He's going to be scoring more
No,
own goals than goals.
I'm saying own goal.
It's pretty too bad to start with own goals
No.
as your demonstration video.
No,
Going to Manchester United.
you pointed it out.
Yeah, your demonstration video going to Manchester United is not good. It doesn't spark confidence.
It's part of those things, right?
Okay.
I want to believe it's a Liverpool fan that actually drew that attention.
No, it's not your fan. It was another fan of another
It's a Liverpool fan.
It doesn't have to be a Liverpool.
It has to be a Liverpool fan. I mean, there's something.
I think it was an Arsenal fan that even showed me that video. When
I wasn't there, so you might want to claim it's an Arsenal, but I want to believe it's a Liverpool fan.
The cat out of the bag was Ike. Behind the scenes, an Arsenal fan was one who showed me the video first.
See,
I went online and the video has been online. It has been trending.
It's part of it, right? Like I said, you see, if a big team is signing a player, people go back to look at all of it, especially for a team, the most successful club in England at this point, Manchester United. You want to look at
Manchester United the most successful club in England?
English club, yes.
Wait,
in England.
Is Manchester United the most successful club in England?
Yes, in England.
Man, you are.
Yes, definitely. 20 EPL.
Wow.
Liverpool is still lagging behind. So yeah.
Lagging behind by one. Okay, this season. What if Liverpool wins this season? Who will not be most successful?
You still give it to Manchester United.
Why?
Manchester United has done the treble. Liverpool has not.
Which treble?
Manchester United did the treble.
We see the Champions League that Liverpool has 6. Liverpool has 6 Champions League. How many do you have? How many Champions League do you have?
Have you
Champions
done
League bigger than?
Have you done the treble?
Wait.
Have you done the treble?
Wait.
You have not.
Wait.
Is the Champions League bigger than the Premier League? That's what I'm asking.
The Champions League is bigger than any club trophy in the world. True or false? My wife,
it's not true.
Please. Let's not even have this conversation.
We can have it.
The Champions League is bigger than any club trophy in the world.
Let me.
I will say it anywhere on authority.
How is it bigger?
It's bigger in quality.
Well, there's quality in what?
Quality of the teams that play in the Champions League.
Quality of the teams you see some grass that cannot even make top 4.
Wait, what are you saying?
Some grass cannot even make top 4 in Scotland.
Is it the storm grass? Is it the storm grass?
You see Stout Bucharest that cannot in their lives.
You are saying stop. Wait.
Now let's talk about teams that play in Champions League.
Okay.
Teams that cannot even make top 10 in England will come to the Champions League.
How many of those teams in the Premier League can beat Stormgrass?
A good number of them.
How many?
Aston Villa will beat Stormgrass.
Aston Villa will beat Stormgrass. What are you saying?
As bad as Man United is today.
You see the Aston Villa of 3 seasons ago you are talking about? Or 2 seasons ago?
Let's talk about the top 10 team in England.
Mayowa, please.
Can Stormgrass make top 10 in England? Can they make top 10 in England?
Stormgrass is not a pushover. Aston Villa cannot beat them on a good day.
Hey. Come on, can you put your money on Stormgrass making top 10 in England?
Top 10, yes. I can put my money on Stormgrass making it top 10.
Top 10?
Yes.
Hey.
But I mean, the thing is that, is Stormgrass a regular in the Champions League? That's the question.
Exactly my point. If Stormgrass... No, that shouldn't... See, the question should be...
Has Stormgrass ever won the Champions League?
No.
Okay.
The question should... Has Arsenal ever won the Champions League?
We are talking about...
Has Arsenal ever won the Champions League?
We are talking about the quality of... Mayowa, please. Let's not be sentimental. I've got Manchester United is no longer winning the Champions League or qualifying for the Champions League. We will now berate it. Because Man United is not playing the Champions League.
I'm not saying...
Come on,
I'm being very honest. If you say Stormgrass is not coming...
Wait, why is it Stormgrass that came to your mind? Stormgrass...
I'm telling you the quality of teams. Any kind of teams can come to the Champions League and make it as far as...
That means you are telling me that Nottingham Forest, because they won the Champions League, are better than Manchester United.
No, you are only buttressing my point.
Yes.
You are simply saying...
Nottingham Forest...
No!
Wait, because Nottingham Forest have won more Champions League. When it comes to Champions League, Nottingham Forest and Manchester United, they are not equals. That's what we say. Okay, let me say Arsenal, for instance. Arsenal have won more Premier League. If they want to talk about Champions League, you can say Arsenal has more pedigree when it comes to Champions League than because they've qualified more. Yes. That means because Arsenal have been playing more Champions League, so when they want to talk about the history of Champions League, they will now say Arsenal because they qualified more. They are better than Nottingham Forest.
Absolutely. What I'm saying,
absolutely.
That's what it is now. That's what it is.
When they talk pedigree in the Champions League.
No. See, what are you saying? What takes you to the Champions League?
Aston Villa even have more pedigree because they won it more than Arsenal.
Yeah, but the thing is this. See, the thing is this. The Champions League is one of the best, football club in the world. I mean, you can compare it to the World Cup and the rest of that. And the reason for that is a whole lot of clubs come together to play. However, if you compare the number of games you will play to win a Champions League, it's not the same as an EPL. But in terms of rating, definitely because of the coming together of a whole lot of clubs, Champions League will be above the league. However, which of them is the most easiest to win in quote now? I'm using in quote now because the number of games you play in the Champions League is not. You are playing 38 games in the league. You are playing about maximum 10 games in the Champions League to win it. So definitely the EPL or the league stresses you more than the Champions League. But however, in terms of the quality of clubs that come to play, whether they are big, whether they are small, and a lot of surprises, the Champions League is always ahead of the EPL, definitely.
You will live long and prosper. Even Taurid Wahab has even said it on YouTube that we should not argue this, that the Champions League is far bigger than any league in the world. Please, let's not try to brainwash our viewers.
I'm not trying to brainwash.
Or trying to make a case. Because Tom Grass is playing the Champions League, that means the Champions League doesn't have a quality compared to the Premier League.
No.
Come on.
Wait.
You're
not getting what
okay, let me get you.
You see, you're obviously not getting it. You said Tom Grass is playing, right? And what if?
Okay. Let me put Mayowa on the spot. Mayowa, if you take a look at the Premier League, it has a bigger talking about perspective when it comes to clubs among themselves. But the Champions League give opportunities to champions of various leagues.
No, that's the thing.
Champions of various leagues and the top 4 teams. And the top 4 teams is not just every league. Let me let you know. They have the leagues in Europe that qualify to have 4 teams. That is the Italian league, the Spanish league, the Premier League, and the Ligue 1. Finish. Then every other league will have Bundesliga of recent. They added Bundesliga of recent.
Top 5, yeah.
Then other teams produce 2. Then other 2 will play playoffs. Yes. That shows you that the Champions League has a pedigree. They just select teams. See. Okay.
Well, the thing is this: for the Champions League, even some teams, the number 1 in the league will still have to go and play qualifiers. The thing is this: before you get to the actual group stage of the Champions League, there are a whole lot of competition that before the group stage starts, the Champions League has already started 3 before the actual group stage. There are some, teams from Azerbaijan, teams from, Kazakhstan, and all those, other European countries, other far Eastern European countries that their coefficient, the coefficient point is not as high as the top 5 leagues. Some of the league, some of their title winners in their league have to still go and play qualifiers. That is how competitive the Champions League is. Yes, the thing is a lot of people might say because the razzmatazz that comes with the EPL is much, and the quality of players that flood the EPL. Yes, in terms of the quality of players, yes, it might be competing with the Champions League. However, to even get to the group stage, if you are not, any of these top leagues, it is a very, very difficult thing. And a whole lot of teams, celebrated. For example, an Icelandic team, I think last season or 2 seasons ago, they made it to the Champions League for the first time in their history. And the whole country, they were celebrating as if they won the World Cup. That is how important the Champions League is. So you might say Stonegrass does not have quality, but what it took them to get to that place is not a small feat. So definitely the Champions League, has a whole lot of quality than the EPL based on the fact that.
Do you know how much that is given to the Champions League winner?
See,
even making it top for the TV and everything, the exposure it gives to players.
We can get on.
When it comes to the Ballon d'Or, if they want to rate you a coefficient, they will first of all rate your performance in the Champions League before they will even think about the Premier League.
Let's talk. How is
same thing with the Euros?
How is the Golden Boot award? How is the Golden Boot award given in Europe? European Golden Boot. How is it given?
The best.
The European Golden Boot award. We have League Golden Boot award. Yes. We now have European Golden Boot award.
Please educate us.
European Golden Boot award is the top scorer of the major top 5 leagues in Europe.
Okay.
For example, if you score 30 goals in England, for example, or in Germany, and no other striker across Europe or no other player across Europe scored that number of goals, you win the European Golden Boot. Why is the Champions League?
But the thing is this. The coefficient point. So the thing is this. the golden boot in Europe is open to everybody. However, a typical example is this.
The Champions League is there. It's easy for us to just say the Champions League golden boot should be the European golden boot, right?
Come on.
Hold on.
You cannot use the Champions League golden boot to rate the highest goal scoring golden boot. You know why? You cannot the number of the number of games you play in the league is different from the number of games you play in the Champions League.
It doesn't matter. We are talking about
it will be unfair in Europe that you play just 10 games and score just 6 goals, and you want to rate it above somebody who plays in the league and scores 25, 30 goals.
That's the point.
From 37 games to 40 games.
There's an award called the Champions League Golden Boot.
Yes.
There's also an award called the League Golden Boot.
Yes.
So now, when we are discussing the strength of these two tournaments, we are going to use the strengths to also give, because it is the strength of this tournament that they used to give UEFA best player. It is the strength of this tournament they used to give the
European best player.
European best player.
But it's unfair.
How is it unfair?
So
it's not fair. So are you saying it's not unfair?
Those who thought about it, they would have done the calculations. I cannot be more intelligent. I cannot be more intelligent than those who made the decision.
That's why I'm telling you that the league is way more stronger than Champions League. See, I'll give you another example. I'll give you another example.
Is it stronger or rated more? Is it rated more or stronger?
You can rate something that is lesser in strength. That's your rating.
The Champions League is lesser in strength.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, now that's what I'm telling you. That Mayowa, please, can I ask you?
I think I don't want to have this argument. Let's do it. We'll have this argument on another day. Anyway, let's just wrap this up, okay?
Yeah. But Ikechukwu, the thing is this. The thing you are not considering is this. See, I'll give you a typical example. Haaland played in the Austrian League and he was scoring goals for fun. However, he was not eligible to win the European Golden Boot. And the reason for this is very simple. The coefficient they put on all those top 5 leagues is way different from the coefficient you have in all those other leagues. Let me give you a typical example. If Haaland scores a goal in the EPL, the number of points, probably the point system is, this is just an example.
The point system is 2.
Just for understanding's sake. The point system is probably 2. If you score the same goal in the Austrian League, the point system might be 0.5 because the rating of the Austrian League is not as high as, the EPL. So, for example, Haaland scores 30 goals in the EPL and maybe Mayowa scores 40 goals in the Austrian League. Definitely, Haaland will definitely win the European Golden Boot. So, to use that to compare might be a bit difficult because, the coefficient itself already takes away from the other leagues that are not rated as the top 5 leagues in Europe. That's why it's very difficult.
On that basis, why can't we just say the Champions League Golden Boot should just be the European Golden Boot? Since that's like a pedestal where all of them meet.
If a player wins the Premier League and wins the Champions League, who has a better chance of winning the Ballon d'Or?
Exactly my point.
No, that's the question.
A player winning the Premier League
and winning the Champions League.
And a player winning the Champions League. It depends on the player's performance all through the season. You know why? We've seen Drogba won the Champions League in 2012. No Chelsea player made European first 11 in 2012.
He didn't win the Ballon d'Or.
No, I'm saying Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012.
Okay.
No Chelsea player made European top 11 that year. Okay. So I'm talking about, it's not just about the tournament now. It's all about the season all through. How you fare. That's what gives you the Ballon d'Or. It's not just about what you did in Champions League. You can have a very good league season, and be a very strong Ballon d'Or contender without. And if you have a very good Ballon d'Or, a very good Champions League season and a poor league season, your chance of being a strong contender on Ballon d'Or is lesser.
You know what I like about Man United fans? You never can box them to a corner because they always they way. I think they are gradually becoming Chelsea fans because I think I had an argument with a Chelsea fan who was trying to bring down an argument and said that as far as it's concerned, he is equal in Champions League with Liverpool because in the 20th century, he said in the 20th century they won the same amount of Champions League with Liverpool.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that was the argument. I was shocked.
I don't know.
I don't know about that one. We sports broadcasters and analysts, we come across a lot of conversations that can give you 200 series of podcasts. Maybe we'll have a podcast series where we'll have this argument and just table them in different series, and of course allow our viewers to enjoy it. Because how do you tell me that the Champions League that was won before the year 2000 are no longer relevant? Okay, that means Real Madrid will have to reduce their number of Champions League, because when it was called
I'm not there.
when it was called Challenge Cup, that they had only 3 teams competing in it. Yes, why did you two show quality? I now reminded him, when did Chelsea start playing the Champions League? That was when Roman Abramovich came. That was in 1998-1999 season. That was their first time of going to Champions League. The competition you never attempted to qualify to. How will you have a chance of winning it? So all those who were qualifying, they are stupid. Their trophies they won those periods is no longer relevant. I know the day after we Champions League, they'll say, at least just recently, in the past 2 years, we won the Champions League. You have not won, so we are not mates. Anyway, without the lock up. Anyway, let's talk about what is happening on the whole front, where newly appointed head coach of Nigeria's senior national football team, Chelle, is set to arrive in the country this week to start preparations for the upcoming World qualifying matches against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. Chelle took on the coaching role last month with the goal of revitalizing the country's World Cup qualifying campaign, which has had a disappointing start and leaving them without a win in 4 matches and 4 points behind leaders Rwanda. Okay, Ikechukwu, right now, what should be at the front burner of Eric Chelle's mind? Now that we know matches around the corner, we are preparing for the World Cup qualifier, which we must win. What should you be seeing from the coaches in terms of selection, preparation, and of course, what we should be hearing from the camp of the Eagles?
Okay, so very first thing is, as a manager, a new manager in the block, you saw the position the Super Eagles in at this point. So the first thing you need to do is to get the right legs. When I say the right legs, I mean you have to be a regular in Europe. I mean, gone are the days where, because you play in Sevilla, because you are a team, a part of a team in Sevilla, but then you don't play regularly, you'll be invited ahead of a player who plays for Stormgrass regularly, and we see him week in, week out. You understand? I want to see a player who fights for the jersey every single week for his club side, come into the national team, and then we'll see. There's no way you compare a car that is on the move every single day with a car that's parked somewhere in the mechanic shop, and then all of a sudden you want that car to outperform the other one that moves every day. And that's why, even before Formula 1 or all these car racing tournaments, they'll go for what they call testing to see how far their car can actually move or the speed limits it can actually carry. It is part of what it is. So you cannot wait all of a sudden, one day you come up and then say, because this guy plays for Manchester United, but he doesn't play week in, week out, you want to see him as part of the team. So what Eric Chelle should do as a manager of Super Eagles is first, come in, look at the Super Eagles list, look at those who play regularly, and then if you want to even compare, look at, okay, this one play regularly here, this one play regularly, look at the strength of the league. And before you even go for the strength of the league, look at the numbers, if they are attackers, look at the numbers they churn in week out. Because we're in a very bad situation. At a very bad situation. Yes, I want to believe that Super Eagles will qualify. The only turbulence I see in that particular group is South Africa. The rest might have a good hairstyle, like Rwanda. I'm not afraid of all of them.
Rwanda, they are beating you.
Forget. It's because of the way the coach actually set up that.
Last time we went there, we played the draw.
It doesn't change anything.
Okay.
We can have 2 bad games against a team that we are better than. We have all it takes to actually, turn these ties at this point. But my fear is, will this man stick to the right philosophy of inviting the players who play week in, week out? Will he not be boxed by the glass house?
How would that happen? Because according to the information, he's expected to present a 35-man roster to the technical committee. And they are to agree together to prune down the list to 25, which will be announced by the NFF. Let me let you know, as far as it passes the table of the technical department and the NFF before it's been announced, that list will be doctored. Yes, then we might see Tanimu making it through the back door. We've seen this happen before. I hope Eric Chelle did not sign a slave contract.
No, see,
did not have a contract where he will be doing yes man. Because if it's another Gosal who is already leading the NFF, who is a yes man, that means we're going to be having a situation where politics will be played with the list, and we might see players who don't deserve to be there.
True. We have. I think I'm going to look at this from 2 lenses.
Okay.
2 lenses. The first one is the case of the person of Chelle. He has a very good track record coming from Mali, where he refused to be boxed by the people running the affairs in Mali.
You're not as stubborn as the NFF.
I'm coming there, right? I'm coming there, and then we have a Super Eagles, or rather, we have a Nigerian team that is bigger than where he's coming from. We also have a Nigerian team that is big, that people managing the affairs here have history of actually imposing. You remember and
he have a lot of coaches. He's going to
remember
Ikeba is a coach. Eguavon is a coach. In the technical department.
I think it was in January or late December where a story actually came up where the former Super NFF chairman, talking about Amaju Pinnick, was saying that he actually influenced the decision of Ahmed Musa to be part of the 2018 World Cup, where he said, "This is my slot." Now,
whereas he's not even the NFF president, he's already having slot.
So the question is, do we still have the story of the big man in the room saying, "This is my slot," against a man who is saying, "No." So this is where, when this list comes out, we'll be able to tell if this man,
it's Chelle that really was influenced.
Exactly, if he's the one running this particular team, or there is a hand, the hand of Esau,
just like we saw in this time where Tanimu and Onachu were starting in a crucial game. By the fact that it's going to pass through these two tables,
in the future for Nigeria is solely the jobs coach, and for them to start interfering and saying they will be the one to announce the list and the rest of that, it shows that some names will be there. I will not be surprised to see Kelechi Iheanacho, who has been very, very terrible for his club at the moment, or probably maybe we'll say Sadiq Kumar, who has been moved to Spain, like Oniman, on that particular list. I hope, the politics that the NFF are playing, I hope it doesn't affect, our performance. And next game we are playing, we are traveling to a Rwandan, to the Amahoro Stadium, a place that we have not won in the last 14 years. Home and away, we've not been able to beat the Rwandans. And for us to have any shot at qualifying, we need to get the best of the best. I don't want a situation whereby we have people wearing the green jersey that are players that are sitting on the bench in their club. This has been a recurring issue for the Nigerian national team. And I hope, the Kabas and the Godfathers in the NFL, they will allow Chelle do his job. To be honest with you, where Chelle is coming from is smaller than where he's coming at the moment. And, he can push in the Malian FA. But with the Nigerian FA, the job itself is an opportunity for him to put his name on the map. As I'm thinking about it, he might compromise, and I hope he doesn't compromise too much that will affect the kind of result we would expect him to produce for us. Because anything apart from a win, we don't have any chance of going to the World Cup.
All right. Okay. Let's wait and see and keep our fingers crossed. But meanwhile, Chuba Akpom, Leo's new signing, has discussed his international future after switching his allegiance from England to Nigeria in 2019. Akpom has joined the Ligue 1 club on loan until the end of the season, with an option to make the deal permanent depending on certain conditions being met. Having represented England at various youth levels and starting his career at Arsenal, Akpom was asked whether he would accept a call-up to the Super Eagles if new coach Eric Chelle included him in the squad for the World Cup. I think for Chuba Akpom, at a point, a lot of Nigerians were asking that he be included. I'm even surprised that he's actually switched his allegiance since 2019. I don't know why he was not invited, or maybe what he was doing was still not enough. But take a look at that attack. Chuba Akpom would have been an added advantage.
They should not invite him.
Why?
I mean, he's failed to get the English national team call-up. That's why he's doing all of this.
Let's
just be very honest with ourselves. He's played for the Three Lions. I'm talking about the English national team. That's the youth ranks, right? From under 16 to under 21. All right. Now, former Arsenal player. He has toured Europe and now he's in Holland. How many goals does he churn in, week out? Is he the biggest striker in the Netherlands?
Definitely not.
How many big clubs are after him? All of these questions. So,
and he's 29.
So the Super Eagles, right? He's 29. You remember the likes of Chelle and Amiobi? They started coming for the Super Eagles in their twilight.
No, it was almost over.
That's exactly what it is. At 29, it's almost over
I
for
was
you.
not really happy that Miobi made the World Cup at that age.
It shows how we do business here.
And of course, there was this one core guy then too.
It shows how we are it shows we are very unserious as a people. Because trust me,
they've not invited him yet, so we're not saying.
You think they will not invite this guy?
The way it's going, they might still not invite him because.
I just hope so. For me, I've said it. They should not invite him.
He struggled at IS, and now he's leaving to Lille to try and see if he can recover his career.
Exactly my point. So why will you see? I want to let me say this right. If this guy is eligible to play for, say, for example, Brazil. No, for Brazil.
Brazil is too much. Brazil is too much.
Okay, let's say Portugal.
Even Uruguay.
Let's say Portugal. Portugal and England, they're both Europe, right? So let's say this guy is also eligible to play for Portugal, and he's this way. He will not dare say he's expecting a call up from Portugal. He will not.
And England is available.
No, not even England is available. England doesn't want him, obviously.
Okay.
And then he's eligible to play for Portugal. He will not make this statement saying he's expecting Portugal to invite him.
He would have made the move.
Move to where?
No, he would have tried and lobby his way to make sure he's invited.
He will not, because he knows that
the quality
one, and these people does their business based on merit. Nobody will wake up one morning and write a paper and say, I want this guy to invite. The case of...
Do you think Chuba Akpom has not tried? Since he has already switched his allegiance, preparing himself...
Why didn't he switch his allegiance as far as before he turns 23?
He was still hoping that England would invite him.
And then, so
England failed to invite him.
So we should be the baggage carrier. We'll be lawman.
At least, it happened with Lukman, let's not forget.
See, Lukman was part of the setup before he turned 27. Lukman is 27 now. Yeah. Lukman has been playing for Super Eagles for over 2 years.
Okay.
Before he turned 25.
That was when England didn't consider him.
No, actually, it was the NFF that lobbied him. He lobbied him. Amadou Pinnick lobbied him. Lobbied Olaina.
During the time NFF lobbied him, he was struggling with his club career too. Let's not forget.
At that point, he still had an option to say he doesn't want to come. Right. This guy is not good enough. Let's forget it.
Mario, do you agree with Ikechukwu on this one that we should not consider inviting Chuba Akpom since he's still available?
And I disagree with him partially. The thing is, I've said it. I still have a grudge against Ademola Lookman. 2 years ago, I even said it when he won the African Footballer. 2 years ago, his career was nowhere to be found. Atlanta gave him the opportunity and was able to turn things around, and he came to play for Nigeria. The reason why Ademola Lookman chose Nigeria was because his prospect for England, was nowhere on the map, and that is the reason why he made the switch. If his prospects were better and he had success while he was playing in England before moving around, it was because of his form. Remember, the last game he played for Fulham, he had the penalty, and he wanted to do this Panenka, and goalkeeper caught it, and that was the last time he played, and that was the end of him before he was shipped out, before he turned things around. That is the only reason why Ademola Lookman decided to switch for Nigeria. A whole lot of these, foreign-born Nigerian, they are always, thinking about Nigeria when their prospects in England is not better, and that's the reason why. The case of Chuba Akpom, the reason why he decided to switch allegiance was because, look at it, he couldn't cut it in Arsenal. He had multiple loan spells in the Championship, did well for Middlesbrough. I even thought, he was going to, have the opportunity to go back to Arsenal and probably, become a regular for them. But that did not work out. They had to ship him out to Ajax. And even in Ajax, yes, sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't play. The game time has not been coming regularly. And that's the reason why he decided to switch allegiance. Because of the fact that he's not getting what he wanted from England. He feels Nigeria is a dumping ground. I've said it all over again. Ademola Lookman is from my town, is from my city. However, I still hold a grudge with him because he made the Nigerian passport a second option. England did not give him what he wanted. That was why he made the switch. Yes, I'm happy that he was able to turn things around for himself. His career has been an inspiration. However, this is a common decimal with all these foreign-born Nigerian players. When their prospect is not better in Europe, they will decide to switch to Nigeria. The same thing is with Tosin Adarabioyo. He had over 12 years to switch to Nigeria, but when he saw that the prospect is no longer there with England, he's talking about joining Nigeria. I think it's high time we stop all this. Rather than go and bring in players that consider the green passport as a second option. We have players in our local league that probably show up if you give them the opportunity.
All right. Unfortunately, the local league players are not being looked upon, but it seems like immediately Lukman made the decision to play for Nigeria. A lot of things are actually turned around for his football career. He has gone ahead to almost winning the African Nations Cup. He has gone on to win the African Footballer of the Year, and he has scored a hat-trick in the Europa League. Who knows, maybe if he had not made that big decision, he would have still be waiting on the wings. The attention would not be there. He would not be inspired, because somehow the change of environment and some decisions actually shape a footballer's career. And maybe the man wants to rub off to back on. He wants to use the opportunity to win the Nations Cup and maybe win something and maybe score a hat-trick in the French league, or maybe the Spanish, the French Cup, and maybe the Europa League, as the case may be. But let's not deal with that, because we have a lot to deal with.
All right.
Okay, let's talk about Sevilla's forward Kelechi Iheanacho. Talking about the man is on the verge of completing a loan transfer to Middlesbrough. Iheanacho joined Sevilla on a free transfer last summer, but has struggled to make an impact, failing to score in 9 league appearances for the Rojiblancos. Is this a downgrade? I think it's getting worse for Iheanacho at this age. He's struggling.
Kelechi Iheanacho is one player who I think he's more like every other Nigerian player who's actually started from a very what you call humble beginning, and then when they get to a certain point, they feel like, okay, they've hit the ceiling, and then that relaxation sets in.
They're not more inspired.
Then they start just, let me just feel comfortable and start making the money. There was this season he had, I think about 3 or 4 seasons ago with Leicester City, where they got to the FA Cup. I think they won the FA Cup against Man City, right?
Yeah. Was it Man City or Chelsea?
Against Chelsea.
No, against Chelsea.
Against Chelsea, yeah. So now, if you watch Iheanacho before that season, he was actually on a trajectory. I expected Iheanacho, he immediately moved, that City move to Leicester. He should have cemented his place as Leicester City's double pivot in attack with Jamie Vardy, because of course they are different kind of players. He's more skillful. He's more technical as a player. He can actually use the ball and play very well as number 10, and he's a left footer. So there's no clash at all. There's no reason why he shouldn't be starting alongside Jamie Vardy. But what happened? He got there. He felt so comfortable, and then, because there's always a demand for a team that are actually, Leicester City won the league not quite long, couple of seasons before he actually joined them. So there's this demand for them to actually still remain a top flight team in England, and he really couldn't meet up to that demand. That's the same reason he left Manchester City, because of the Pep Guardiola's demand.
He cannot live with the pressure.
Now, a player who has actually played at that level, right? You want to evaluate yourself. Why is it difficult for him to actually step up his game and move, push himself? The likes of Chukwueze will also follow this trend.
I think laziness is also part of the issue with the players.
It's all about
feeling they've arrived. No need to struggle.
Another player that is going through this particular situation is Ndidi. You will notice that he has failed to improve.
Yes, he's comfortable.
Exactly. When they make money, that's why I say we don't play for passion. We play for poverty. When they make money to a certain level, there's this comfort that comes in. I can actually buy a house worth 50 million. I can actually set my siblings up. I can actually do this. I think
the case of Iheanacho is that most of the Nollywood actors are all over him. And I heard that he's been notorious. I think that was when his career started.
There's also a case of a party that he actually held and all of that before a particular game. I think before the World Cup, last World Cup qualifier.
I think he should hold the Nigerian actress.
See, it's all part of it, right? Yeah. Nigerians, Africans. Let me use Nigeria as a case study.
I even interviewed Lukman. I think I don't hear about Lukman anymore. Aruna Lukman.
Okay.
Aruna Lukman, when I interviewed him and asked him what's happening to his football career, are you still interested in playing the Super Eagles? I'm talking about 2015. And he said he's not interested in playing for the Super Eagles. At any time, but now he wants to concentrate on the football career. It's all about the money for him. That he doesn't care whether it's China, and he was still young at that time. And we all know what happened to Lukman. He was making lots of money, and he said he has a lot of family to feed. And let's not forget, Lukman was one of the bright talents. We're even looking at the next approacher in him, alongside I'm trying to remember the number 10, Rabiu. What happened to Rabiu?
See, it's all about the black. Mikel Obi once talked about black tax. I talk about how players actually play. Oscar, Brazilians actually also fall in this bracket. Many of them want to play for their family. Let's play my family. Let's play my generation out of poverty. So as soon as they get to that level where the money start rolling in,
So what next? What next?
there's no passion.
All right, Maiwa, I don't know what's happening to you, Nacho. He's 28 years of age. For me, I was not happy with him leaving Manchester City. I would have loved him to have stayed and compete for his sport. And if he was going to leave City, he should have left on a high to a bigger club. Or no hard feelings towards Leicester City. Leicester City was a big decline leaving Manchester City at that age, for crying out loud.
Well, the question is this: how many players left Guardiola and remained the same? João Cancelo left. João Cancelo is struggling. Guardiola has eye for players. Kelechi Iheanacho would have stayed in Man City for the next 5 years, and there will never be improvement. Ikechukwu is very right. As a player, you have to improve yourself. Yes, the coach will try and improve you, but as a player, you have to stay back and also try and improve yourself. That's when you get better. I don't think that is happening to Kelechi Iheanacho, and that's the reason why even when he left, in Man City, at Leicester, the first 2 years was a bit better in terms of appearances. After the first 2 years, he was on a decline. The game time, they were not coming as consistent as they should. If they were coming, a Jamie Vardy, who was way older than Kelechi Iheanacho, Jamie Vardy is 38 right now, and they played together for over 7 years. I mean, Iheanacho was way younger than Jamie Vardy. A Jamie Vardy who was 7 years older than him, had more playing time than a younger Kelechi Iheanacho. It shows the kind of work he has put in, and that's why I want to agree with what Ikechukwu said. A whole lot of these guys, at a particular point in time when the money starts coming, they don't think about their performance anymore. Another typical example: Isaac Success of Watford. He was doing very well at a particular point in time when the money started coming. There were reports started throwing parties.
Those gentlemen on the highway in England, they know him. He's a regular customer.
Yeah. And that was the end of his career. His career started going down. Where's the success now? We don't even know where he's playing at the moment. So, I mean, our players need to do better. A whole lot of them, only few of them push themselves to be better. Majority of them, when they get to a particular level and they are earning enough money, and they think it's enough for them, they forget about it and they just care about the money. And that's what we are seeing right now. Well, if he moves back to Middlesbrough, probably maybe he might be able to jumpstart his career. He has spent over 9 years in England. He knows the terrain very well. A move to Sevilla, he has been struggling in Sevilla for playing time. So a move back to England might probably be suitable for him because this is a terrain he has lived in for over 9 years and has competed in.
All right, because of time, let's run to the Premier League where it's looking very interesting. Arsenal boosted their Premier League title hopes with a dominant 5-1 thrashing of Manchester City, narrowing the gap to league leaders Liverpool to 6 points, though Liverpool has a game in hand, and that was going to happen this week against Everton. Arsenal took an early lead through Martin Odegaard and responded quickly after Erling Haaland equalized for City with goals from Thomas Partey, Miles Lewis-Kelly with a very, very interesting, talking about celebration. Okay, much to the humbleness of talking about Haaland and Kai Havertz sealing the route. City now sits in 4th place, 15 points off the top, and effectively out of the title race. All right, I said it that there's nothing this City can do that they will be in the title race. I said that to James. James say anything can still happen, the January transfer window and so on and so forth. I said this City is already spent. There's nothing else they can give to this league this season. They can try next season.
I agree with you. Before now, a lot of us were actually asking the question, what's wrong with City? Some persons were attributing it to Rodri. Yes, Rodri is a very big factor because
bigger than Rodri now.
No, yes. Like I said, a lot of us were saying maybe it's Rodri. Yes, Rodri's absence is actually key. He's the best player in the world. He's actually so instrumental in that team that
some people say it's bad luck. Because for denying Vinicius
the way he's more like the conductor in that particular team. Yeah. His presence is just all it needs, and City will start pulling the strings in the right direction. But then, I mean, when the issue of Pep Guardiola's marital issue started unfolding, it now speaks
Marital
more
issues could actually do a lot
of course,
to
right? We know, remember the very inspirational, excellent attacker of Atlanta season. I think about 5 seasons ago, Ivica Olic, where he actually had that very very bad. Sorry, Ilicic. I said Ivica Olic. Ilicic, where he actually had that very bad incident with his wife. He caught his wife cheating in matrimonial when he came back after a training session, and that was the end of his career. Everything about him actually just dropped. So it happens to people when you are so much in love, and then the love of your life, someone you come back to after a very difficult situation,
really bad.
And so it started making sense why City actually started dropping points. We would okay, this is exactly because everything about him
personally,
Pep Guardiola scratching his face and all of that.
I think he should stay away from football. But
I want to agree, Sabatica, he has to just go for. But then he has signed 2 years for Man City. He wants to actually put them back.
And maybe the football is still the one that's keeping him together.
Exactly. Who knows if he lives here, he might just go for a rehab. So it's actually a very big thing for them. And I see. For me, for Arsenal, this is a very big result for them. This is a very big statement they've made. Man City has always been that team that actually broken them whenever they actually pursuing the league. Again, Arsenal at this point, it is not about just beating City. You play like Madrid against Man City, and then when you meet a team like Bournemouth, you turn up like Nottingham Forest. It's not what champions are meant to do.
It is what it is. Okay, time not really our friend Maiwa. It looks like anyway, City is already out of it, and Arsenal, they are now saying they are in for the title race. Okay, how true is that?
Well, I know Ikechukwu, the producer, will probably be sporting a Arsenal jersey today because I mean we've thrown him a whole lot.
Yeah.
But, I mean it's a good one that Arsenal is winning. But one thing I appreciate about the Arsenal game yesterday is their drive to score more goals. After that second goal, they continue to push and continue to score goals, and it shows the kind of level of performance that they have put in. The way they pressed yesterday, I hope they continue to do that. If they continue to do that, I think it's going to be a fight to the finish with.
You still have Fulham. No, they will not press. They will not press against Fulham like that. No.
Yeah, definitely they still have Fulham, but like Ikechukwu said, I hope they don't play like Ipswich against Fulham because I mean they turn up like a prime Real Madrid yesterday, and next week you will see them, they become Ipswich. So let's see how it goes for them. That's a good result for them. I think Ireland will be very humble now. Nathan Miles that he was asking who I showed him yesterday, and he scored, and he was showing him that now you can see me. You have to be humble. It's a good result. I'm so proud of the display of Arsenal. I hope they can keep it up.
I know Arteta will be proud in Kelly for helping him send the humble message back to Erling Haaland in that style. Well, of course, what's happening to Manchester United? We are pressed for time. United is losing again. It looks like Old Trafford is there for the taking. 3 points. Anybody that comes is always available. Mateta scoring a brace.
I told you earlier on that Manchester United and Manchester City, these two teams in that particular beautiful city of Manchester, they are actually looking forward for the next season. For them, the remainder of the season is a preseason. For Manchester United, it's all about rebuilding their squad and ensuring they stay afloat. For Manchester City, it's all about rebuilding their squad and ensure they make the top 4, go back to Europe.
Top 4.
Man City.
Okay, all right. Maiwa, we have to go.
Well, for Manchester United, as a husband, you want to be faithful to your wife. 13th position is our wife, and we are faithful to the 13th position. So we can't go and cheat on 13th position. That's why we are 13. So I'll probably accept it and look forward to next season.
3 managers, more signings, Dogu coming, and you're still 13. Anyway, I wish you all the best. All right, big thanks to the guys behind the scene. Ikechukwu with us as well as Bayowa. And big thanks to Ikechukwu as well as Paul, not leaving out Sam and of course Shegun. My name is Jerry Apelo. I say thanks for being a part of the show. To meet again, stay safe, and if not, wait to the top. It's the Sport Train.